Hello and welcome. And something is weird with my headphones. My name's Trismegistus, and we're going to play some more Parameterising Space Age. But unfortunately, I think the noise cancellation's kicked in, but it also seems to be affecting the game volume. There's something bizarre going on there. Game sound is not too. Actually, it could come up a bit. Maybe 45%? Oh, yeah. Somewhere in there. Yeah, oh, that's a bit better. I did notice it seemed to be a bit quiet on the playback yesterday, but I don't know if that was just me not being particularly loud. I say, we seem to have... I don't know how you work these headphones. They're too fancy. So the noise cancellation seems to have kicked in. They also seem to be keying out over there. All sorts of technical problems today. Partly that's because I was listening to the Belgian Grand Prix. I moved these streams to a 4 o'clock start because the Grand Prix are meant to run 2 till 4 now. And, well, they've always run 2 till 4. But there was a massive delay to the Belgian Grand Prix because it absolutely bucketed it down, apparently. So I just want to set that up there. Change that to live chat, that's good. So that's all of those. So we put that on. But yeah, it's still going on. I've not did the wrong thing there. There we go. So I can see the chat. Excellent. But yeah, so I sort of realised I was going to be a bit late and then rushed. So plan today is bots. We are picking up exactly where we left off yesterday. I have obviously queued up all sorts of lovely personal equipment stuff. What we've got, so we've got immunity, personal batteries, lasers. Good. We're in that territory where you've set up blue science, but you're still hammering away at red and green. It'll flip over in a bit. It might be worth us doing the level 2 mining, just to help eke it out a little bit more. This stone that's going to be a problem. Flambeaux is kind of a wasted tech, because burning stuff is fine most of the way through. That's the level 1, isn't it? And you've got energy shields then, we could have them. And lasers is being researched. So we should also put laser turret on, and that does use blue. So what are we waiting? I guess we would be better off. Personal battery would be great. There is obviously the legs, exoskeleton, but we do that right now. That also requires the whole advanced oil, so I might as well at least get that on the queue. Okay. I think I'd built everything, basically, hadn't I? So we do have portable lasers and night vision. We might as well pop those in. I'm not going to make the solar panels, so I got 5 or so in here, maybe? Yeah, loads. Let's make... Well, let's, in fact, if I take all of them, and then we handcraft up actual things. You pop the weirdly big night vision goggles. Don't know why they didn't fix that. Bizarre that they're a 2x2 thing. Cool. Right. Yeah, what I was going to do was chuck these things in the chest of shame, which is here, isn't it? So we get rid of a heavy armour. Would he put the shotgun in there? Cool. So I was thinking about going and setting up the stone. Our next real goal is bots. So to do them though, obviously need flowbot frames, but that's going through the same tree of the advanced oil, lube, electric engines. So might as well get lube on the go as well. Electric engines, then flying robot frames, and then the actual bots themselves, all blue science, all lovely. But it's going to be a little while before we get to them, given we're very low on our production of, what should we call it? Oh, I've got the belt immunities, get one of them. Low on our production of blue science. So, shall we do that? Let's set up a mine, our first railway. Where would we drop it off? So if I brought it straight down, let's turn the pollution off. I brought it straight down, just point to point rail, back and forth. Would that be good? Because we've got the stone there, so we could just feed it in. No problems. I'm not fussed at this. Coal's obviously fairly low, really, but you know, we've got 2 coal patches. We would then have iron, but we've got iron right there. And copper, you know, either of those is maybe beltable. I mean, really, this is beltable, but might as well just do a train. It is a rail world, after all. Or based on a rail world, anyway. So why don't we do that? We'll set up a very, very simple... I might try and test my parameterized blueprints, because the actual station part is independent of whether it's... of what rail it is. It should just work. Famous last words, obviously. No, I don't want the engines. We'll get one of them. And then, what else are we going to need? The actual rail itself, which is where? Which is there. I always take too much round. Let's take 400. 300 rather. 400. Don't really need signals. It's just us back and forth. We've got chests. We've got inserters. Let's make sure we don't need more than that. Got inserters. Oops. Splitters. Balancers. We're going to need a lot more mining drills, aren't we? Which I can go down here. We go. We might actually be worth popping that on 100 anyway. I'm thinking as well that perhaps we could use some efficiency modules. I've only got, well, I got 64. Just to help, you know, calm the pollution down. We'll probably need a bit more belt, but we don't have a lot of slots left, although we do have spare wooden power poles, which we can just chuck in there. I've got nearly 100 of them, so I think we're okay with that. Is that all we need? I mean, we need somewhere getting fuel there, but I'm dropping it off literally here. You know, maybe straight down, drop it off in that gap. So the coal literally millimeters away. Okay. Let's now. Am I gonna? I think maybe. Let's. If this was where we brought the train in, so I can literally just take a coal thing off there. Is that too far over? That's too far over. So really, we want the train ending up there, so that it's not too wiggly. So yeah, what I could do then is if we take a little split of the coal, take her up, well, take it over a bit. There's no pipes there though, that's okay. And then if we imagine the drop-off was here, would that work? Preference would be more like here somewhere, wouldn't it? Yeah, that's a bit better. So, where is mine? Oh, I didn't swap those blueprints over, did I? Okay. So we don't need the rail lines. We're literally just working on the station. Doesn't need to be stacked. or even to actually use those bits of station, what we need is the drop-offs. So, can we fit that around that belt? We can. So this is the drop-off. We need to tell it it's dropping off stone. And I guess we set that to 3 loads, I guess. But we're going to have to put it into a temporary radar, because this system is radar based. Now, which one is it? I think it's the red one. Must be, because that's that one there. So I think we put the red one into the radar. Put the chests in. Cool. Let's build that rail in. Get ourselves some power attachment. So obviously this is unloading like excessive amounts really, but doesn't really matter. And then you want there, yeah. That way, whoops, that way, that way. Just working on the script again for the next video. Well, what might be the next video. What's in that gap there? That'll box things up. Let's see if we can't. Pop it down on top again. Where was it? It's in here, isn't it? Do we want to put this on the... I guess we do. So we've got the rail lines. And then we've got the stations. I've been good. People always shout at me about having, like, all my blueprints in one book. And I was good. So we want stone. Same much. So just say 3. It's only be 1 train. But then we can use the train one to go boop. It'll moan about not having coal. But we can sort that out. In fact, we'll put just some in. Say 15 or something. We're also going to manually set this up. Now there won't be a depot for it to go to, but I don't think we care. Yeah, we might as well, because it's going to sit here for ages. Perhaps if I move the output, and then we can do something outside of the reach, is it? Well, where do I want to feed the stone in? Doesn't really matter, does it? This is me future-proofing, really. I don't need the stone just yet. Okay, so if we put like a belt there, because the way they should be being refueled is at a depot. I think I might, since I've got lots of blue inserters on me, let's just do them. Do the regular in there. Yeah, so it should be going to a depot, but oops, that's for later. Get that the right way around. So we'll just botch something together here. We don't want these kept at infinite. Wait. Yeah. Okay, so we need to bring the coal over. In fact, since I've got it there, why don't I do the splits? Right. I can just shove this excess coal in there, and obviously we need to make sure. Interesting. So it didn't take off the please bring fuel thing to it. Interesting. But yeah, that'll stack up a load of coal, and we can just drive our way up. Oh, tree. So somewhere here, we then go stations, pick up. So it should be that way around. Where should we put it? Yeah, it's theoretical because they're not in this book, but it's like expandable, so we can put you know, red belts and all sorts of stuff. So this one we do the stone there. Let's put in stationed, oops, and etc. Nope. I have to see what the train does, basically. That's the sort of, oops, question. Obviously need to hook power up as well. We'll do that going back. Because it won't do anything. Because the way they've done the... I'm not sure this one a tweak, but the... Oops. The way it does the circuit networks now, they don't do their calculations until they exist, basically. Until the power is attached in. I say we're sort of cheating this with... It should be hooked up to the standard rail network, but we're not doing that yet. Put them in. Cool. So that part obviously is getting some miners on here. That way around. What do I want to do? Because we obviously don't have cliff explosive. We're not going to have cliff explosive for ages. Ages and ages. So if we say maybe start there. And avoid the cliffs. I mean, this is bonkers amount of stone for that missed one. For what we're doing. And obviously we don't have... Oh, you're not gonna... Doesn't count as an upgrade. Interesting. But what we can do a double. We can do that to that. And then for these, I think... just do that, but I think it might put all three in. I'll have to see what it does, actually. Yeah, it puts 3 in. Okay. Don't really want it to do all 3 then. So get rid of that. Do that. And then we can sort of tidy this up a bit as well. Because we don't need all this. In fact, I could send that around the back, couldn't I? Do that. One thing they did fix is I used to have a thing where, because when you upgrade power poles, it doesn't necessarily, from wood to the first steel ones. It didn't used to put the wire in properly, because obviously steel ones have a bigger reach than wooden ones. So it would sort of not connect them, basically. You see how they're connected across there? Fixed. I think it came with the general tweaks that they did to power poles. Because they can have way more than 4 lines connected now. Which is nice and convenient. And don't really need those 2. Yeah, we do need that. And then we can take... We're only getting 4, 2 inputs of yellow belt, so we don't really need... What we could do is maybe cut that one off. Oops, wrong way. That one that way. Up. Just. Okay. And then, I mean, some of these we don't need because there's no. It's there. Do, 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 do. Oops. Bit surprised. I had enough miners. Oh, I don't. No, I'm like... What's that, about 10 or 12 short. Okay. That's no great shakes. Except we probably want this one going in there. In fact, maybe if we do a... Yeah. I like it. I like it. I mean, how many could we hand make? Oops. That was a light. I didn't need to make the light. 24. Yeah, we can make enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. In fact, don't need that one. Really? Or that one. Or that one. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Let's make 11 of those. Don't need that power pole. Obviously, we need to set some defences up here. And then get rid of you. Don't really need that one, do I? Oops. Yeah. I guess I could leech the power from there, couldn't I? I've already got a power line, so might as well. But I don't want to. I don't want to turn it on till the. I mean, oh, how many did we actually make then? I think I made solar panels instead. No? Can't have done. No, I don't. We don't need 10 though, do we? We need 5. I guess I maybe just didn't click enough. Okay, so. How about we go? We don't need one of them. How about we sort of go? Maybe there. If I do that, but undo that one. In fact, not undo it. Oh no, because it won't mark it as for deconstruction. Because we don't have the deconstruction pieces. Okay. And then 90-degree corner, will that fit? Might be a little tight. Where's me? There it is. No, that avoids the power poles. Cool. So obviously don't really need anything here. But we certainly do here. And then we'll put a thing in there. Might have to go and get the do that. Yeah, we need a couple of gates. Yeah, I researched them, didn't I? Cool. So efficient of me. So efficient. No. Where did they go? There they are. Wood. So, what are we going to do? I mean, we might do a diagonal, maybe? Yeah, go on then. Special treat. One more maybe. corner. And straight bit. Where's that? There we go. Cool. Definitely don't think we'll have enough ammo. But... Ah, what's it telling me there? Interesting. Ah, that's the groups and stuff. Okay. The bit I'm worried about with using the generic thing with this is that obviously they're going to end up on different lines. So I'm not... These trains, the very first ones, are just literally point to point, back and forth, get the stuff to the base. But if I give them all generic names, which, and I'm pretty sure, given its Factorio, it'll work. But it means they've, you know, the trains are just looking for the, you know, the generic open station. Oh, it did have enough wall. Okay. Oh, I need that upgrader again, don't I? Yeah, looking for the generic open station, and of course that could be on some completely separate line that they can't reach. So does it go? Can't go there because it assigns a train to a place it can't get to. You see, that's the sort of risk side of it. But that's the whole point of doing this second series, really. And I don't think I'm going to have enough inserters as well, am I? Certainly not going to have enough boxes. Let's say ignore all of them. Make 3, okay? Boot. I mean, I could do. Of course, I'm right next to an oil field, so I could just bring the flamers over, but yeah. I've started now, so I might as well finish. Yeah. Not enough wooden boxes. Given I'm a degenerate wooden box user, desert starts are actually a bit painful. We still haven't seen any. I mean, I've been looking out for them. It's in the corner of my eye, but I still haven't seen any giant rocks, which would have been really helpful. Ah, shields, lovely. It would have been really helpful. For in fact, let's put the power pods in. While it builds the boxes for the start, but it kind of doesn't seem to have spawned any, which I find bizarre. Okay, they've got power poles. Click at some point. That's right. We're out of inserters. What about turrets? We're going to run out of turrets as well, I think. It's funny reading some Reddit posts sometimes where people... I mean, I know I'm doing a lot manually now. But some people don't quite tweak the whole automation thing, and they're like... Yeah, they just basically just don't quite understand that the whole point of the game is to automate everything. Okay, so we're going to put a power pole, I think, going like this way. And then sort of here. And that'll turn everything on, but we'll disconnect that for now. Let's have a look. What else we got? 29 of these, so we should be able to get all your mediums in. Oops. Assuming I'm not incompetent with it. Like that. Okay. Might just be able to do all the wooden boxes. Excellent. What else have we got? We got, say, so it'd be a lot easier with bots, but in fact I can queue up more technologies, can't I? So Lecky engines, robot frames, or robotics at least, and then oh, that's the speed, not the actual tech, and then construction bots and loggy bots. Super duper. I mean, was there another? No, that's all the miners. Excellent. Yeah, I ran out of turrets, didn't I? How much ammo have we got? Some. Okay. Let's put, say, yeah. No, let's make it off. In fact, let's do it this way. Let's do piercing ammo there, piercing ammo there. Because they're going to come from this direction, if they're coming at all. Are they? Yeah, because we've got things there, but we're unlikely to be seeing too many attacks coming that way, but you never know. Whoops. So if we put, say, well, this is quite well guarded, this bit, so let's just do that, that. You know, because if they're coming down there, they're probably going for the oil, I would have thought. So maybe we go, that's that. I put regular in there, piercing, regular, piercing, and then maybe regular in that one. And then which one? That one there for piercing, piercing, piercing. But these ones will half do. Okay, so we need inserters. We need sort of a general restock, I think, basically. But yeah, if I try and do as many efficiency modules as I can. Early game, these are a real power hog, and given this, and they have like passive power draw as well. I think, is that right? I think they do, but a single one of these chops off, what is it? 30% of the power draw. So, yeah, spamming in a full like patch of miners when we've got such relatively small amounts of power. Being able to chop a third of the power demand out is actually fairly useful. Anything else I can put on? I guess, did I do all the lights that I've got? I didn't do all the lights that I've got, so I'll put them on. Ah, so we've done the mining prod buff, I think, yeah? So the other tech should come relatively quick. I think that's all of the lights, isn't it? Awesome. Yes, so we will hop back, we will hop in the train and manually drive it down, I think. I never put my... I was wondering why it was so dark, but I never put the solar panels in the grid. Bang. Oh, that's taking stuff out. That's not meant to be taking stuff out. Slammed it into the... And to Guardian... Oh, it's not connected. Okay, so we're going to pick them back up, but it'll fuel it up with coal. Grab that mine, but we don't need any more. So, oh, I've got lasers now. Excellent. Lots of lovely stuff to build. So there's another path there. Okay. So what do we need? We might as well do a full-on bit of everything restock. Hopefully getting into the territory where we're able to do this automatically. Let's get a steel or two. The copper. Get there. Got some circuits, didn't I? Have I got red circuit? 160. So let's top that off. Put them in. What about solid fuel? Don't think I put it in the car, did I? The car's running on empty. Just whack them in. Pipes then. Do need to do that. So we'll just do a general... I mean, we're going to need a lot of yellow inserters for the boxes, so we'll do a double. Excellent. All the ammo we've got. Did I have a... I did. And then walls, we used up quite a lot, so let's grab some of them. It's nice to have some stone brick. Yeah, belt we might as well build up. Splitters, yes please. Assembly machines, did we use? We used a few great ones. Okay. Boxes. No, because it's, no wood. Right. Lights. Miners. Might as well carry around a stack. Don't need furnaces, but it's worth... okay. Adding on... You see, they're already like basically our biggest power draw. And they're pretty much doing nothing. You know, a few of them are tickling along. So... I think maybe we are going to need to add some more power, I think. 5, 6, 7, 8. So let's add... And then we used some steel chests finally. Poison capsules. Radar, I don't need radar. Let's take turrets. We didn't put any things on, did we? We don't really need stations. This is all sciencey bits, but there is more AP ammo. And more regular ammo. So we'll just top that off. Same with this. And as predicted, I took far too much rail, but we'll have a couple of stacks. Trains is fine. Landfill I've not used because probably almost won't use landfill at all in this game. Maybe when we get to the other planets. I could make sure we've got some stacking up there as well, couldn't I? Combinators. Yeah. Let's make sure we've got half a stack. Ah, so we got some quality modules. Okay, we have to consider where to put them in. They're quite power hungry. We have built stacker speeds, stacker rods. And might as well make sure we're carrying a stack as well. Ah, and stack of efficiency. We will let it try and make 2 of those as well. In fact, let's take all the efficiencies we can. Oh, have you just stopped? Why have you just... Oh, you stopped because engines is slow. I mean, I don't really need... If we use them, we'll use them at some point, I guess. Chemical labs, did I? I did not restock. Cool. Don't really need the refineries. Batteries useful to have. Okay, we're chugging up the accumulators. So we could maybe consider some solar as well. And what about all the actual panels? Yes, we like this. Cool. So that should help alleviate any kind of demand on our coal supplies, which means I then don't have to bother putting in a replacement stack. See, that's quite loud. I don't know. Don't know what I did with the audio. Okay, let's put these boilers and stuff in. We have night vision. Super duper. Put them there. Boop. Oops. And then we might as well. That's the wrong thing. Extend the turrets as well. In there. Ammo. We're getting lots and lots of turrets with lots and lots of gun food in, so hopefully we aren't going to end up getting our base chewed on. Now, I mean, we could put in like solar, so this is a what's meant to be perfect ratio thing, and it's sort of chunk aligned-ish. We're certainly aligned with... It's not aligned with the rail, which is annoying, but it's not chunk aligned. It's contiguous, as it were. So, you know, 2 next to each other is a continuous thing. So there's some fairly nice... You know, that's not a bad place to put one, for example. So it just alleviates some of the demand on the thing, on the coal, but we will leave it for now. Maybe that's the bot's first job. Let's finish off this thing first. But we have built lots of lovely technologies. I in particular want to see like what it does, basically. What the train actually does. Oh, is it on auto? It is. Why is it on auto? Yeah, let's finish off this outpost. Outpost number 1. See if I can get us approximately the right place, or there-ish. Oh, no. We might not have enough ammo. But I can sort of just redistribute some of the other stuff. Okay. Where did we get to? We had missing inserters. Up to there. So I think it's all complete round to here. Excuse me. Reaction seems to have been okay on the tutorial videos, which is good because I suspect I'm going to have to go alternates, as in 1 month I'll do one, more of those tutorials. The next I'll do a lore video, certainly until maybe up to Christmas or something like that. Because it's just very time consuming the way obviously I don't have to do the lore videos in the way that I do. It's not some requirement. It's just I like doing them that way, basically. So put that in there, put half that, and then a regular piercing. So I figure they're probably going to come in that direction. How many we got left? A few. Let's start in the corner. Go. So that was a piercing. So maybe that piercing, and regular. So I think they've all got ammo. So that's good. I was not expecting them to, for us to have quite enough, but we do appear to. I don't see any gaps, but we can check using a decom planner set to Entity Ghost. This should tell us. No, nothing's been missed. Excellent. Bin you off. Cool. Now, we'll hook in the power. Oops, I should have put the modules in first. But we might actually be able to see the effect. There you go. So that was me turning it on. And I guess all of them would have kicked in. But now I'm assuming that is the effect of me putting the efficiency modules in. So you see how it's dropped from... Now obviously some of them also have... they can't put anything on the belt, so they've gone into power save mode. Or min power mode. But that was 14 meg. And we're back down now to 9 meg. So we've saved 5. So I think a lot of that's actually... These are now stuck, basically. So probably more like 2 meg saving. It's 30%. Okay, so this is now getting stuff in. It's filling up. What we should have is a station going... Now, would I need to adjust that? Because this is just generic pickup, you see. Yeah, so it should be okay. I should be able to go... I might just... If we take it back... And then we say, go to there. What are you doing? I guess it's waiting because this station should be saying... Wait for a full train load. Which is not going to happen for a while. Because green circuit... Yeah, that'll take a little while, won't it? We need it to get to 2,000. I think the 2 inserter thing is probably a bit inadequate, isn't it, for this? So maybe we do a... Maybe 4 is better or something like that. So I do have, I mean, the whole point of these blueprints is there is here, red belt, there we go. So the pickup, has more slots and stuff, but it also uses red belt, or the next level up does, obviously. So we probably need it. The yellow belt, it's just an increase in the belt throughput. Because that belt is not actually... Well, ideally it would be is like half of it. Both halves would be just flowing continuously, and they're not. Maybe it would work with stack inserters. In fact, it would, wouldn't it? But there you go. Anyway, that's enough jabbering. Where are we doing? 1.2. Maybe what I could do is sort of cheat it, and I'll manually stick this in. So if we go, say, like that, and like that, and yeah, we should reach a number. So let's get them to insert that in. That's going to take a long while. So how about we do the same trick? Which other ones want I overfilled? So grab all of that in. And then I think if I get in, so that might be enough to very nearly fill it. There we go. So they need more testing than, you know, we don't need this coal. Oh, that stone. There we go. So we're now full. And it's set off, because obviously it knows it's that drop off. When it gets down the bottom, it should just, well, obviously it'll empty, but it shouldn't go anywhere, because it will take a while for the other station to fill up. But at the very least, it has stood. It has done one journey. Cool. So yeah, this is asking for 3 loads of stone, L3, which is obviously based on the contents of the chests. And we're getting 655, so when this empties out, that should trigger it to go to a, well, any pickup, actually. So it wouldn't necessarily be the stone, is the point. It's why it's a generic system now. But yeah, we will see what it does. We'll see what it does. Put some of these efficiencies in here. No. Okay. We have lots of lovely things to build. Oh, I wonder if we... I think I just didn't repair this, did I? Because there's no corpses, so... Just forgot to repair it. So power-wise we are fine, but there we go, you see it's sort of taking... They are massively dominant compared to everything else. At this stage, eventually beacons will take over. Okay. Let's build some extra stuff then. So, what do we research that's new? Because we've got all the oil recipes, because we've now got advanced oil. And we've got lube, and we've got electric engines. But is that it? Because we don't really need to set these up in big scale, we just need to do them for robotics. We did the laser, we could do the laser, and that's batteries. So that could literally be next to this one. If we make it there, then it'd be one, be the lasers. I mean, yeah, we're not going to put down the lasers for ages. But, I don't know what this would be. But, okay, so we want green circuits, steel and batteries. Cool. Let it chug away, make a few of those. I would like to top up with efficiency modules if you can, my friend. Didn't grab the qualities, did I? Okay. I think that's it though, wasn't it? Because otherwise we need to head up to the oil area and botch together a controlled processing thing so we can get some lube. Yeah, okay. I guess I could add on the next row. So which one would be that one there? Okay. Where's the next one of those need to go? So ideally, sort of, if that ends literally on this belt, so the kind of ideal thing would be somewhere there. Okay. 10 there. 1, 2. There we go. Oh, hello. Evening. How you doing? And where have you come from? Cotton Eye Joe. So, double. Oh, and they're getting hit as well. Okay. Okay. How are we doing with turret coverage? Because we could just whack some turrets. Yeah, we could whack some turrets in here. Okay, where's our last one? Sort of there. I'll put some on the end. Let's go with some. Yeah, but we need something in the middle, really. And maybe on both rows, so it's got a bit of mutual coverage. Cool. Yeah, but we don't have anything to build here, basically, because we want to make the electric engines, but for that we need the lube. And since we're not going to be doing, or going to be trying to avoid doing gold science until we get off planet, how are you beaten up? Just an alarm I forgot to repair, I think. We need some lube. Okay. Now, we don't need a lot of lube. We're just going to be doing a little bit for the electric engines. So what we can do is change this one to advanced oil. Unsorted, okay. And that'll mean petroleum will keep still keep flowing. Pipes, there we go. But we can, I guess, maybe if we do a line up there, because we want to do a sort of a very crude in fact that's wrong, isn't it? We need to be there. A very crude you know, conversion thing. So that would be the light, wouldn't it? So if we put that there, light petroleum, I can flip that one over. And then that'll hook in there. I might do that way round. Now I put the water. Come here, didn't I? Here we go. Here we go. Okay. And then we can have that. Just processing there. But, oh, I forgot to put a pump on, didn't I? I could just control the machine, so if we go to there, oops, and say don't turn on unless there is greater than 5,000. Cool. Because we're absolutely drowning in petroleum gas, you see, so that's actually more of a problem than a lack of... Because what I probably want to do, actually, is convert all of these to... Let's do several. That's more so that we stop producing as much petroleum, which seems like a weird thing to do. I just polluted that entire system, didn't I? Because I'm a genius. I am a genius. It's gone pink. That's not good. So it should be there. That's better. Said in that tutorial video, I still do the old school thing. I'm trying to learn not to do some of these things because A, you don't need to, but also they're not actually all that efficient. But you can't get very many, you know, beacons around this big. Okay, so oops. Basically want the same thing, but might as well point it in the other direction. And you don't usually need quite as much heavy to light crack, especially since what we really want to do is loot. Speaking of which, maybe I put the heavy to light crack there, so I can kind of feed it back in. Because this is one of the other things that, you know, it's difficult to get your head around as a... Oops. Older players. This is basically just one fluid box now. So it sort of doesn't matter. You don't have to think about... Unless you put pumps on. You don't have to think about flows and all that sort of stuff. I mean, it was never really flow. It was sort of some weird... botched together job, basically. But yeah. So, similarly, you want to control these machines then, and say don't switch on till there is more than 5,000. Because what we actually want is it? Well, is it? No, it's not sensible to put it there. Put it there. What we actually want is lubricant. So all we want you to do is process it if we get all jammed up. Why has that not got any lube in it? What did I not... Oh, I didn't connect that bit. Cool. So, where can we take... Where's a spaghetti-ish way of taking this? Because we do have these engines on here. Because these are limited by... My red circuits aren't really producing what I think they're producing. I think that's the problem. No? So why is the engines backing up? Maybe I made slightly too many. Where do we take this lube then? We could kind of run it down, maybe. This is horrible, but if we do it here. that'll kind of work. Yeah. And then we kind of go down past here. Whoops. Put you there. Okay, so we can hook that up, and now we've got some lube, so we can sort of plumb that in to our electric engine production. Might just put a pump on this. Probably better doing it there, isn't it? Or I don't know if they tweak the colours, but the lube green, I suppose it's more because that's a different green, and that's got all the 3D effects on it, shadowing and stuff, but it's a lot brighter, it seems, the green in the pipes. Cool. So, still not got construction robots. We do, however, have flying robot frames. So, for this design, these have the tricky issue that they need both batteries and electric engine units, both of which we would need to make in order to pass into them, and they're not quick. But then we don't need them to be quick. It's just that when we produce the flying robot frames, obviously those aren't actually robots, so we need to take them somewhere, which would then be a third machine, if you see what I mean. So if we had, you know, that doing flying robot frames, we'd need one doing, as I've set this up, we would need one doing batteries, which is actually a chemical plant with batteries, and then on the other side we would need the electric engine units, and then of course what we actually need to do is put those into another machine in order to make the actual construction robots. So we've got more things than we can fit in, but that's not too much of a problem. What we need to do is just sort of jank it round, really, because robots are almost like the end point for this. I did keep it going a lot longer in the previous series, but that was more almost to sort of test how it might work. I seem to have gotten wider with the bulbs, but that's fine. So, what we need to do then is a careful arrangement. It's going to be a pass-through. But is it a pass-through with add-in? Yes, but we need to swap one of them out to a thing. So we're going to make engines. Right, so the engines, this is the top one. Then it's electric engines. So we'll need to flip this round. It's not quite as desired. But we do electric engines. And then the actual robot frame. So we then need to put a... So basically that one there becomes the flying robot frames. That one there becomes electric engines. Where are they? Oh, are they? Oh, don't you need blue machines, don't you? Isn't that because it requires a fluid input? Okay, we can do that manually. So 0 then is the... I lost track. That's the... That was the robot frames, wasn't it? And then 1 we can't do because it's electric engines and we need blue machines. But 2 is definitely the thing, so we need to go... This is a problem with me not upgrading these blueprints. Because we can't do fluid-based things in grey assemblers. So we need to upgrade the blueprints to blue assemblers. So actually, that's going backwards, isn't it? What we need to do is that. I guess we could output them there and take them somewhere else. that way. So you need steel pipes and thingies. That needs turning round. We're going to do exact. So we also need then a chemical plant. Where's that? There it is. There, which we need to give acid. We don't need to stick these in a box or anything because we've already done that. But it would be nice to just, oops, steal that from there. So you make batteries, which means you need, in fact, probably better off doing that. How many do you need? One every, oh, sorry, 2 every 20 seconds, so not that demanding. What I could do then is move that up, and then we can flip this basically, so we're going to double it, so we can go whoop, and sort of re-flip it, and then they can go in there. But what do we need? We need the lube. I'll put it there, there and there. Yeah, I completely forgot about doing the blueprints because I was doing my ironing of all things last night. Why is it? Oh, yeah. Let's put that. Whoops. Excuse me there. It's bachelor life, you see. You got to do all the stuff yourself. People forget that. There's no sharing the labour. I guess I could get a clean or something, but I'm not made of money. So steel and green circuits, both on there. Cool. So that gets us. Why don't you have? You're slower. Craft time is 20 seconds. Craft time is 10 seconds. So we should have a nice stack of electric engines because obviously we need them for legs and other bits we might want. So it doesn't hurt us to build those up. Yes, we're not going to get these quickly, one every 20 seconds. But it's some bots, and some bots is better than no bots. Like that one, it's only going to run very slowly and stuff, you know. Could even consider doing prod modules in it, because then that would down to 4-second craft time, 0.24 a second, and they only need 0.07. So might as well get more free things. We have 1 flying robot. We have 3 flying robots. Oh. So, the question then, I mean, this seems to be taking a while, because obviously it's like constrained by our blue science. We didn't make anything. Oh, no, we have. Okay. We can make these then. Oh, we've made construction bots. I thought that was after the logging. Okay. So we can make the construction bots. And we could make some robots. Excellent. So, how are we going to do that? If we do a little underground here. And then a bit of an assembly machine, maybe there somewhere, because it needs green circuits, which are just there. Is that going to reach across? Not quite. So maybe we do that. Get you to make. I always forget where these live. Construction bots. And then we will put them in a roboport. to. Maybe put the roboport there. We need to obviously make the chests and stuff as well. But I can't do YouTube. Welcome, welcome. Our biters turned off. They're not turned off, no. There's a corpse there. No, they're not turned off, but the settings are very fiddled with, basically. So there are bigger... What I did is if you look in the sliders, because this was originally a rail world, and then I fiddled with the settings. So obviously in a normal rail world... Ooh, we've got a logistics network on the go. Nice. Normal rail world would have expansion turned off, but I turned it back on. But what I did is I doubled all of the settings. Now that might sound like I've turned it into some death world, but what that actually does is it spreads out the biters a bit, because the gap between them, but makes them twice as big. So these nests are way bigger than you would expect this close to the start area, but they're also spread further apart. So we're getting a few attacks because pollution's... I've already done a clear out round. We'll have to go and do another one. Probably wait, while I wait for bots to build, and then we can clear that out, and then they'll be ready. But yes, no, there are biters, but kind of only fairly minimal. In fact, what I will probably want to do, because I'm going to want construction pots, is to whack them in a chest. We've got steel chests, so might as well start using them. But then we want some logic to say... I can never remember which statistic it is. We want to read robot stats and base it on available construction pots. So it's Z or Z. A ZZ. If that's less than, we'll just set it at 50 for now. And turn on, and we want you to make, if you can, when you can, and move the power bar so it doesn't have power. In fact, why don't I do that and that? There we go. So get it to make some for me to use eventually. Cool. Now, I don't suppose how many. 8 there. 8 there. How many do we need for our I haven't done exoskeletons. We need to do you. Have I? No, because I need blue circuits, of course, now. That's annoying. Okay. Let's leave that for a second then. That'll be the next job. So I don't think we'll make it into space today, but we might do kind of next stream or something. I don't know, because I'm not going to do these at scale. We just want to get into space so that we can do white science, kind of start making our platform. I'm trying to do the opposite of when I was the advice I was giving, before was. Build a significant factory because you're going to need the infrastructure, and you don't want to be waiting hours to make a single. Which one do we want? Single platform or what have you. So, build up your infrastructure. So I'm almost trying to do the opposite of that, and go. How quickly can I get into space? And I'm a slow player, so. What do I want to do here? I want to do chests. But, in fact, let's move that again. I want to do chests. But I want to use this one for the loggy bots. So how much can I fit? How much? I've not got that much space, have I? So with this, I guess put it there, sort of thing. So how much? I just want to mirror this, basically, with loggy bots. So how much space? I don't really... But no, I don't need... I think I'm just going to do this by hand. Because I don't need both. I don't need to store... Yeah, this is going to be janky. But that's fine. We could do that there. So if this is steel chests... There's all the lube type stuff. Oh, no, yeah, fluoride ketone opens up. So that's regular steel chests, and then that one's going to be the storage chests, and I guess I'll make passive providers, as I've repeatedly stated. Passive providers are the devil's work, but let's just make them anyway. People get upset at me when I say things like that. Oh, what am I doing? That's that one there. So you need, oh, you need both. So if you get power there, and I mean, now red circuit production is, you know, pathetic. So those, what is it? Power there. That there. And you can go there. There. Yeah, so say red circuit production is pathetic and is mostly, I would guess. Oh no, that's green circuits, not red ones, so that's fine. 17 bots. Excellent, excellent. Oh, I didn't put that. But inserted in. Okay. So this will be loggy bots when we get there. We want to do the same basic thing, so I might as well do a sort of a copy paste. Oops. There we go. It's actually a new keyboard. I got a slightly smaller keyboard. No. So, but that these guys need red, don't they? They don't take greens. They might as well yellow inserters, won't they? Okay. Oh, I didn't make a second one of them. But yeah, on the end here, maybe there or there, we'll make the actual robo ports. Oh. Still making it. But yeah, this now needs to be available loggy bots is X. Cool. Right, let's make the robo ports. Now they are even more red circuits, aren't they? And steel, insanely expensive. But it is a one inserter job. Maybe I should make them here, since we have this spare one. Put them on. Yeah, if we get those, oops, that, and that. Hello, Fake Magician. How you doing? Play Factorio game? Surely not. No, I know. Thought I'd do something different for a change, you know. Trouble is, try and play other things. Nobody watches. Nobody's interested. Which, you know, it's fine. I get it, but I've actually delisted things from the channel on YouTube because it's like, clearly, if people have any sort of association with, you know, for me, then it's Factorio. So that's basically all they click on. But I started doing the Stardew Valley ones, and there's over 100, approximately 100 of them. So I didn't do them all, but yeah, I've like delisted a load of stuff. It's my favourite game. I don't mind being, you know, exclusively associated with it. Right, so we're just sort of waiting, really, aren't we? We could maybe, now that we've got prods and all that sort of magic, look at sort of helping this out a little. I know if you play FTL, I'm doing a design for the Mantis ship. It's a neat looking design. Is FTL... I didn't know you designed... unless I'm thinking... FTL's like the one where you're... It's a little spaceship, isn't it? And you sort of change the power levels and... You know, turn your shields up. Is that FTL? I have played that one. It's like a roguelike, basically, isn't it? If it is, then yeah, I played that. I sort of enjoyed it. I'm not a massive fan. I mean, to some extent, this is one of the reasons Dosh keeps doing the videos on roguelites. This is sort of technically got roguelike elements in it, you know, because when you're doing the map, in fact, it's more roguelike than roguelite, isn't it? Really, but when you're doing the map, you know, you're re-rolling on a different seed, and you're playing essentially the same game with you know, a new starting seed, and it's therefore, you know, the same game but a different. If it was a dungeon, it'd feel more like an actual roguelite. But yeah. Got an attack, have we? Up here. Where might you have come from? I think we do need to go and do that clearance. Oh, we did the loggy bots. Okay, so now we've got everything kind of set up. Ready to rumble. We have the correct control on there. Why are you not doing anything? Because you need red circuits, and there are no red circuits. Why is that not made anything? Because there are no batteries. Batteries are all going into the accumulators, which are about to fill up. Excellent. Yeah, let's go do some biter clearance. Wait for it to chug through and make some bits and pieces, because we don't have a single loggy chest. Or Roboport. Do you have lasers though? Always fun. Okay, let's get some ammo. Make a platform in Factoria based on the FTL design. Oh, interesting. Oh, I didn't understand that's what you meant. That's something I really want to do. I tried to do. I ended up. I don't know if you remember. I had a ship called Sweet Ride, and my idea of it was like to build something that looked like a spaceship. You know, like all these cool designs you see on Reddit, and it just became a space brick again. And it's like I just seemed to be incapable of not designing space bricks. So yeah, maybe I should focus more on recreating an existing ship type of thing. Have I tried Satisfactory? I have indeed. Can't do YouTube. I've done 2 series. I did a series when it was in early access and got very frustrated by the grind. I found it quite annoying that you basically had to do everything by hand, and it also asked you for huge production numbers given that you were doing everything by hand. So I didn't actually, I mean, you couldn't complete it in early access, but I didn't even get close, you know. I didn't do like the last 2 tiers or something. It was way off. I then went back to it when it came out in 1.0, but not when it came out. It was not that long ago. Where's my tank gone? Down here. Is it control? No. Control? No. Alt? No. Alt? There we go. Tank. And we're doing okay. I don't think I was doing badly with it, but again, we got to the point where I think I'm doing the tier 4 on the elevator. And the recipes have got quite complicated and slow, and it's a bit sort of like, it doesn't feel, it feels again like I've still not really got the tools to, I didn't grab any ammo, did I? But I think we'll be okay. As Baker Magician, as it happens to be, is watching on Twitch, the expression they used was that there's not enough automation in the automation game. And I know it now has blueprints, but I don't really think the blueprint system is good enough. You know, it doesn't have any sort of bot or remote build or anything like that. So for me personally, I was getting a bit down with the grind, you know, down with the amount of grind that I was still having to do. And I just kind of, I'm taking a break from it basically. It'll come back, but I want to build up like a train system, and like a sky train basically. So a whole load of trains in the sky, sending the stuff around to the various factories that I've already built. Because I am enjoying, I have been enjoying, there's no change in that, the actual like designing of stuff. I didn't put out the bots either though. Let's do that. Yeah, that's still fun. But yeah, it still feels very grindy to me. And I think part of it is, a big part of that game is the aesthetic. So building attractive looking factories and stuff, I think, is a big part of it. I know you don't have to do that, you know, but that seems to be a big thing in that game. And I'm not in any way against that. I think that's good. I even did a series of this, trying to make aesthetic factories. So I'm for that. It's just that it feels like I need to finish the game first, at least once, like, and you know, properly finish it, and then I can come back and think, well, you know, how can I make the factories look pretty? Because it still also has the thing of, like, the alternate recipes are kind of almost mandatory, and that means going out and finding the hard drives and messing about with all that, and I just found that tedious. I'm totally honest. So yes, I have played it. I have a million moans and complaints about it, but I don't think it's a bad game. I just think the focus for me is a little bit different, and that's why it's like, if I was to, I mean, this is king for me. You know, Factorio is my favourite game, and I think just about gets almost everything right. But a secondary choice for me is more Dyson Sphere Program, because that has the automation in it. I don't like the combat in that. I really didn't like that combat they introduced. So I think that needs a lot of work, and I would probably play with it off if it doesn't get much change. I know they're working on a vehicle system. I don't know that that'll be interesting, but the core thing of that, I say, for me rather, gets it right in that it's, you know, you get bots, you automate your builds, you do blueprints, you can blueprint entire planets, you know, and that's more what I'm looking for. But it also looks amazing, that game, you know, just because the artwork is awesome. So for me, the aesthetic side of it, I think something like Dyson Sphere Program is more my cup of tea. You never know, they might introduce bots or something, you know, some more automation, give you a blueprint designer that actually works, let you actually blueprint builds you've built rather than have to separately build them in a plumbing designer. That might all come in the DLC. So yeah, I don't want to sound like I hate the game or anything. The focus is slightly different for me. But it's not really a necessity on that game. And the infinite inventory later, it gets really easy. Yeah, I suppose that's the sort of thing. It's like, maybe there are tools and stuff that make it easier and better, and I like it more, but it just feels like I need to do a lot of grind to get there. But apart of that, you know, never having actually finished, it's like this, you know, the first time I played this, I don't know how long it took me. It was like 60 hours or something, and then each time it was quicker. And when I did my no spoon run, which is 8 hours, you know, I bossed it. You know, it was just second attempt. Well, not even, it was first attempt at actually doing it, and I actually finished it in 5 hours or something. So that's the type of thing where, you know, the more you play it, you know what you need to do, which is just, you know, part of all of these games. But yeah, so I wasn't particularly enamoured of the grind. But, you know, it's obviously other people's cup of tea. So. Dyson is also tea. Englishman moan plays for 1,000 hours anyway. Yeah, exactly. There's some, wasn't there? I thought it might have been on PC. Oh, I didn't kill off that one. I think it might have been on PC Gamer. There was somebody, they got like 35,000 hours in World of Warcraft. And they left a Steam review basically saying they wanted a refund. I don't think I'm quite at that scale, but yeah. But yeah, I mean, moaning's what we do. It's what being English is. It's just moaning about stuff. You don't ever do anything about it. You just moan about it. It comes with the weather, you see. It's like the classic thing of it just rains here all the time. And you can't do anything about the rain. So you just moan about it. It's getting a bit insistent, aren't they? See, we're getting lots of medium biters now. It's alright though, I have turrets. Dooby-dooby-doo. Some more of these guys on. Yeah, let's get some poison in there. Considering we've only done a couple of gun buffs, we're not doing too bad. Now, are there any others that need a little bit of attention? I think that should be it for a little while. There might have been a colonisation, I guess. Oh, that's suspicious. Let's go have a look what's going on down there. But otherwise, I think we're okay for... Oh, maybe not. Okay, let's head back. Oh, I need to get these turrets then. I never built any personal batteries, did I? Let's get some of them. Do I need 5? Can't even fit 5. Let's not do 5. I was wondering why the... I've got night vision, and the night vision's turning off at night. So it's not really doing night vision, is it? Blueprints are quite limited in Satisfactory because the game is running in Unit 5, because that is too demanding to implement the blueprint system, as in Factorio. Yeah. I say, I mean, I'm not... And I, you know, the thing I would say, so I saw, it might have been on Reddit, but somebody sort of saying that Factorio was engineering, sort of a management game for engineers, and Satisfactory was an engineering game for architects, and that's meant not in any way meant as any sort of diss, you know, but it's Satisfactory. You can make some amazing stuff that I would love to try and do. You know, I know I moan about it constantly, but it's just moaning. It's not, I don't think it's a bad game, you know, in no way, shape or form. And the stuff you can do in it is amazing. You know, railways that look like actual railways, not, you know, some weird cobbled together mad thing. And Dyson Sphere program, you know, it doesn't have railways, you know, it sort of cheats it by everything's done by bots essentially, so that's the magic teleporting, you know. So, so even that's not, you know, perfect, but let's say it's that thing of, you know, I want to give that stuff a go, but I feel like I need to finish the game first, rather than mess about spending hundreds of hours making. I mean, I did that in the first playthrough. Tried to make some okay looking stuff. And it was fun, I did enjoy it, but once you spent, you know, 300 hours doing all that, it's like, oh, I've only done 2 elevator tiers, okay. Right, so what we're going to do, we're going to get some more poison and stuff, but yeah, so it's not, you know, it's not a bad game, I don't want to give that impression. Right, so we grabbed some more AP ammo. We'll probably need a bit more than what we've got then. Hello, Crazy Bacon. How are you doing? Did you buff the poison capture or something? I've never seen people use it before Space Age. Did that? No, I didn't use it before Space Age particularly. I haven't buffed it, but it has a stacking effect. So the more you lob on, the more effective it is, basically. And against small and medium worms, it's really powerful. It's just like a really useful thing just to lob in to get rid of them, because a lot of the time when you're attacking these bigger nests, it's the worms that are really the problem, because obviously the spit acid slows you down and all that sort of stuff. So you get rid of the worms, and then the fact that small biters and small spitters are also really badly hit, really damaged by the poison, is why I lay down that sort of covering area. But it's also useful. It doesn't, and I've got then also the capsules to keep me safe as much as I can. I didn't put any ammo in here. But I mean, although they're not distractor capsules, I'm kind of using them like distractors, so they give the biters another target. So where are we going? Where's this suspicious gap in our pollution cloud? Down this way. Ooh, that's quite a big group. I like that, because that suggests the expansion settings are doing what I intended. Because this is very early game, and we've got... So that's been made up of what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So getting into the 14 biters will have probably made that, which is way bigger than normal settings. So that's good. One of my big complaints about the combat in this is that, because they obviously they did the whole thing with the biters' nests increasing toughness and all that sort of stuff. But the groups that, the colonisation groups are just still the most pathetic things you've ever seen. It's just like they're just a non-thing from the very beginning. So I've doubled the. Well, I tried to double the max size of them, but I made an error when doing it apparently. But it looks like it's having some sort of effect. There you go, see? All the worms are gone. We've not even done one lap. And it's just a case of whittling them down. And as I say, it should be a lot quicker, but I've only done a couple of damage buffs. So a bit more in. Poison. I say poison's a bit OP, if to be honest, because all it is a bit of coal and a bit of iron. So it's incredibly cheap to make, and you just lob loads of it in, and you see these guys are just dying before they even, see what I mean? They just drop dead. It is OP, in my opinion. But I don't want them to change it. Apparently they're going to get rid of the whole, or not get rid of, but nerf the whole ODS shuffle and LDS rather shuffle. And space casino thing, which is ironic actually, because yesterday I was saying that I wish quality was purely space based. Didn't use poison before. However, they really nerfed personal based events, so we needed new options. They're good against worms. Consider using cannon shells. I will do, but they're just a pain in the backside to make. But yeah, the buff they did to them is just awesome. I still don't like the exploding ones, and the uranium ones are almost totally pointless to me. But yeah, cannon shells are kind of OP now, to be honest with you. They buff them a bit much, I think. Excuse me. We could of course put equipment grid in here, but so we're not struggling. So why waste the stuff? I did make batteries now, so my night vision will actually do night vision. I can make one more solar panel. fill that gap. In fact, why don't we have... We'll put them there, we could make a shield. And I could be ready for roboports. There's not much point doing them just yet. So, we're only basically halfway through the stream and I've already done bots. I guess let's sort of maybe head towards spacey stuff. I don't know, because the options I've got basically are we could set up an actual bus. So I still have all the bus blueprints from my previous things. We would stop short of purple and gold because I'm trying to get that achievement, which I'm pretty sure it's going to let me have. Where are the bus ones? Manufacturing. Bus builds. So we've got the... I had the circuits on it, but we've got this one here, which has all of my science production. And so we only need the first 4. So we could set that up. And there's my lab builds. Because they're not that big, basically. Well, I would need to set up a lot of, smelting arrays to get it to run. And of course, I don't really have one for. It doesn't have low density structures and blue circuits and all that sort of stuff. So the trouble is that that was me. If I do them, they are quite hungry builds, so we would need to set up quite a lot of smelting and oil processing and all that sort of stuff, which obviously we will do anyway. I am hoping to do mega base level eventually in this, but I kind of want to get into space because the whole point of this series is about parameterizing. I want to see about parameterizing platforms, and I'm not going to do that if I spend 12 hours or something making buses and smelting arrays and all sorts of stuff like that. So I could build them, but then maybe only half size them. So we only do half the machines or something. And then we'd have nice amounts of normal science going on. But I could focus more on building the spacey bits. Because it goes nuts with the... That one's deceptive, the purple. It always looks small, but the amount of steel and stuff you've got to feed into it is just insane. But it has this one, the yellow one has like a scale bot production in it as well, so it's quite useful from that point of view. Yeah, okay. The other thing we could do is start working up a proper rail network. I'm a bit surprised they're nerfing LDS Shuffle. They want us to scale easily to legendary quality through hard grind. I tried re-rolling iron, copper and plastic, but it took forever. There you go. I think they're sort of... I don't know that they've officially said they're nerfing LDS Shuffle. We should take out these guys, I think. But it is... I think they are concerned that quality is too easy with it. Especially in combination with asteroid, based quality production. So I won't be surprised if they nerf one but not the other. I don't know that they'll do both. But so I think the idea with Legendary is more, they want it to be you have 10 Legendary machines and that's it. Whereas with those two systems, you just spam the stuff out and you make, everything becomes legendary. So they, in a sense, they want making a legendary factory to be a real tough, achievement, as it were. They're not an actual achievement, but yeah, more of a sort of, very long-term goal sort of thing. It's like, I don't know if you remember, but Covrex was like, my dreams of getting to 1 million science base, and now 1 million science is like loads of people have done it. I mean, it's still not easy. It's not pretend, but it's not a 1 in 100 person has done it. It's a 1 in 10 people have done it. So I think it's that sort of they want it to be a bit harder. But it's that thing, isn't it? Of you put the game out into the wild and people think of things that you never even dreamt of, and the devs of it then either got the option of that's just it, that's what it is, or doing something about it. But yeah, so we could put in a rail system as well. We've got these rail blueprints. The two are kind of related, obviously, because we would probably need the rail system to do the the bus type scale of thing. I think I'm gonna go take out those biters. Have we? Oh, we've made some loggy chests. Cool. In fact, we made 50 of them. Nice. So let's put some strategic ones of these in. In particular, those, and then they can start filling in a robopod network. So we do that. Take that off. Now, where's going to be good places? Probably want one sort of up here. And then that would be a good one to have, maybe there. And then tuck one on the end. We also need, if we put the repair packs in into the network, then they can fix stuff that's broken. There you go. And how slow the bots are. It's nuts. Where do we want another one? We'll probably need one. In fact, we need power, don't we, over there? But we can have one. We've got one there and there. So maybe that, if I put one there, is it going to reach? I don't think it will. Let's just put one there for now, and I'll put a power pole improv situation going on. Right. If I move that there, I'm sure that's connected then. Now we want another power pole or two here. In fact, let's just put one there. Will that fit? No. So if I drop, maybe put it there. Those, obviously we need, I forgot that, we need the power poles in the network. Where are they? Up here we go, just put them in. No. I mean, if we're going to have bots, we might as well get them to do all the work. So, if I put, say, there might work. And then, it's too far, isn't it? So, there. Kind of getting sun coverage most of our construction, and if we connect across to, say, well, we want power poles, don't we? Like that, and then we could put, say, I don't know, yeah, if we put one there, then that will get them to fill out the solar. So we need to put that in the network as well. That actually does cover the bottom of the base with construction. So I think we'll leave it at that. But we need to put the accumulators, solar panels in. We also need a little area somewhere where they can drop off. Can we put it in here? Any old rubbish. Too easy. Step 1, build a 10,000 tile platform with several hundred crushers that can fly to equipment to defend itself. I think they're concerned with how centralised it is. Could be, yeah. So I'm not sure that these are official things. These are just like sort of comments that we don't want that robot just sat there waiting to get killed, do we? Yeah. Comments that the devs have made, I think, somewhere. You know, like on Reddit or the forums and what have you. As I think, you know, we kind of discussed this before, but I don't think there is a version 2.1 in the works. I think they're still just merrily working away on the bug fixes. I don't think they have any. Right, this is definitely what we're going to put in. To some extent, I think they've been on a bit of an extended holiday, and I don't mean that in some disparaging way. But I had to do a lot of work to get it out. So I think, you know, they've been focused more on let's get the thing stable and working, and, you know, if not bug free, then nearly bug free. So I don't know that there are plans for 2.1, and then obviously I don't know how evolved Covrex's other game idea is. Cool, so let's let them work on that. Plenty busy. Would it be worth doing? So I guess if we are going to, I mean, two options are there. Say we go, well, we'll probably do both, but the rail network and the bus, half of a bus or what have you. And either way, we're probably going to need to be working either on steel furnaces or electric furnaces. So we might as well do that research. Bulk inserters are going to be useful if we're going to go trains, so we'll get them on the go. I don't know, I'm fussed about the robot count. Landmines, I love a good landmine, but I leave it for now. Rocketry would open up some interesting and fun toys, would it not? I'm not too fussed about those. What we should really do is the buffs, because it is taking quite a while to kill off these biters. But they are very expensive now. And I would rather do at least one robot. In fact, let's do 2 robot speeds. It's very expensive, that. So what we really need are like the processing units, your low density structures, and concrete and that. But I'm putting on loads of blue research, aren't I, really? And we're not really making blue science. Okay, I think we're going to go for the rail network. I think we might as well sort of plumb that in. Because point-to-point rail's great, but our patches of interest, you know, that we might end up... I mean, you know, we could really do with... I guess I can get the bots to do that now, can't I? I didn't put the wooden power poles in the network. So if we go boop, 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 boop. Alright, add that in there. Yeah. Yeah, I think we just need to scale a bit. There's no way I'm hitting space in the next hour. And even if I did, I wouldn't have the stuff to make any sort of a platform, really. Okay, yeah, let's do a train network. I say that it's quite reliant on bots. How many robobots have we made? With none. What was the other thing I needed to add in? I haven't put... Should we just get them to generally upgrade it? Let's give them that job. So we want to go from wooden chests to storage and steel chests to storage. It's a nice easy job for them to do. Apart from the difficulties of doing that job, I will put my chests in here as well. Okay. Let us distract ourselves with biter killing. That. Poison. Extra. One of them. I didn't put the chests in there. In fact, I've just done it all of mine, so that's okay. Ammo, that was it. That's what we need. Seems like they're adding stuff. The only real complaint I have at the moment is train wagons and locos don't use quality. Yeah, that's one of our long-standing complaints, isn't it? I still don't really get why not. I guess one of the things would be, like, if you're doing a lot, everyone does a lot of maths, I think, based on carriage sizes. You know, I certainly am, controlling my network by train what they hold. And so if you had different quality levels having different carriage sizes, then you'd have to start incorporating that into all of your builds, which might get a bit tedious, sort of thing, because the maths changes basically, doesn't it? Because as far as I know, stuff like parameterization doesn't let you do, so you can't do a carriage size. Because if you could do a carriage size, then you could say it'd maybe be, well, you'd still have to set the quality on it. In fact, I don't know how does the parameterization quote with quality? Huh. I didn't even think about them. Oops, I'm a bit close there. Because we're doing stuff that's all just stuff already parameterized. I haven't really thought about it. Two in there. Oops, that's there. Yeah, you've got ammo. Oh. Okay, robot speed 2. Hello, Colonel. How are you doing? Agreed, trains really struggle to have a use these days in mega races. I don't think I've ever got to that scale. I know there's the whole thing now, isn't there, of basically you just use fluids. So, you know, you send your liquid metals and your liquid coppers and this stuff. And because of the buffs to that whole, or not buffs, but the whole changes to that system, you can't, you know, fluid wagons aren't actually even that useful. So I didn't actually make up my mind what I was going to do. So, I mean, I could do like, let's just get these buffs on the go. So science is just chugging away. But yeah, I think I am gonna scale it a bit. I'm not gonna do as much of a rush to space as I was envisaging. Right. Let's head home. I guess what I could do very... Because I have... Did I do... Because I didn't actually finish doing the parameterized versions of some of these. So we have gaps. But... Yeah. So I did the chemical ones. Oh, so I do have that build, don't I? But it's a green assembly machine. You see, I didn't make the lower level ones, basically. Yeah, so we sort of got gaps in the system, really. But not too many. And is that... Because it's a bit dependent on having bots. You know, I could hand build it all. Or I can use the bots. But it means putting in robot bots, and we have so few robot bots that would get a bit painful. So what I could do, I could lay it out. We have a surprising amount of copper and a surprising lack of iron. So I could go and try and find some more iron. We've got that one patch there. Because what I'm wondering, basically, if I set up steel furnace production, we could maybe set up an iron and steel build. It's not going to be huge, but use that coal to do iron and steel. In fact, we could make some furnace stacks generally, couldn't we? In that sort of space. Copper's a bit far away. I'm thinking too much. Cool, okay. So I'm kind of trapped between a sort of a... How I normally do things, which we basically just start, you know, making more and more and more of everything, really. Oh yeah, this design uses... I haven't researched them, have I? This design uses them, so we kind of need to build that. Let's shuffle them up then. Try not to kill our power poles. Simpler solution would obviously be going red bell. Because it's red circuits that I'm really struggling with, I would say. I don't think anything else is... You know, everything else is sort of backed up. I do have some red circuit builds. Have we not replaced all these chests yet, guys? Bit of catch-22, isn't it? Because I would quite like to do the... Just slap some blueprints down and let the bots build it. But in order to do that, I need a good supply of robobots. And that means building some more stuff. But yeah, we kind of need to build a red circuit build, I think. Which probably means building a green circuit build. So that's what we could do with this, I guess. Rather than just iron and steel. Or maybe I just head north and we do like a green and... Because I'm not seeing any other oil. Maybe I'm just being stupid. No, that's the one oil we've got. So let's head up, because we'll let the base make a few more roboports and stuff and chests. Once it's done this, and then there won't be any demand for blue science. So we'll just make them. Which don't they require? They do require cables. Okay, so if we use, is that the path through? That's the pass through. So let's use that. And now we want copper cables and what we're making substations, which we don't have yet. Let's just put in our pause as a placeholder. And these want to be... So the other problem here is I don't want to upgrade, because these are my blueprints, as it were, and I should make copies rather than just upgrade them. Oh, I see the problem. The actual chest for getting the yellow chests out is a steel chest. That's not good. So this needs to be substations. Cool. So there is an upgrade. There's like an upgraded version of these that has like filters on. So I should be using that, but it involves me upgrading the blueprint, and I don't want to do that. Okay, let's give it copper and red circuits and steel, which are there and there. There we go. That fixes the problem. Yes, so we need to go and find oil, basically, that's not too far away from these. And then we can make a little base, a little town that makes... Because there's also quite a bit of coal, so maybe it ends up in that area. And if we can't find oil nearby, we can just steal some of that, basically. And so we can have a little factory making green circuits, red circuits, and maybe eventually blues when we get them. And then we can stick that on a train. And if we use our train network to do it, then we're starting to build that system up. Okay, I like that as a plan. It's not going to be quick though. Where did I park the tank? Red circuits are the worst, yeah. But I guess that's why we got EMPs, isn't it? Make it all a lot easier. There we go. I can see bots doing things now. Stopping them being lazy. Where are we going? Yeah, let's take the car actually, because it's a bit quicker. Especially if I get some solid fuel in it. I'm interested to know where our nearest grass is. Bit of a different challenge this to normal, I say, because I obviously did the railroad last time, which was great. I think that's a colonisation, isn't it? They're new. I don't remember them being there before. And they weren't. They definitely weren't. Okay. Oh. They don't look very friendly, do they? Oh, some there as well. Okay. Because this is... Ah, here we go. Nice oil patch. But lots of biters. Because this is the risk with this. Oh, and we've got another... Oh, look at the size of that. That I've set it like accidentally to Death World, basically. And, well, there's no problem with that. That's not quite what I was intending for this playthrough. But those are quite big nests, aren't they? So I've got oil. Nice. Iron. Lovely. 33. Coal. More iron. Copper. So, do we want to see if we can get copper that's a little bit easier? We are going to have to work around cliffs is the thing as well, isn't it? That might prove interesting. Because we can't if I'm going to get that achievement, we can't research elevated rail. Get more uranium. We're going to be short of that, aren't we? Stone patch. I thought I'd set them to be further apart, but okay. What have we got in here? Anything coppery? Oh, look at the weird edge on that. Huh. Oh. Am I going mad? Did it spawn in an extra... Okay. I think it added those, like, you know, the whatever they are, decals on it. That or I'm going mad. Yeah, these are quite big nests, aren't they? We're still quite low on evolution, but... And we have the power of poison. Yeah, there's no copper that way. Let's sort of see maybe if these guys are guarding any copper. Yeah, I suspect I've made an accidental death world. So I guess we need artillery. Or maybe Volcanus needs to be our first stop then. No copper there. I'm thinking with the cliffs, we might end up doing more like point-to-point rail rather than... I guess I could fiddle around with... Because the basic problem is going to be... If I want to use this aligned one, you know, I could maybe squeeze it in there. That might just be able to make that work. But the cliffs are just going to interact horribly with these blueprints. And we're not going to get cliff explosives for ages. Okay, let's go and see about above, whoops, those guys. Building on the ore patch, the sacrilege. Have I done that? I suppose I have a bit. Whoops, I put turrets and stuff on it. No matter how unusable an ore patch is, I just can't bring myself to build on top of it. So I put defences on them sometimes, but no, I don't generally build on them. So no copper here either. But more biters. Blimey. I mean, Death World, they would be closer, you know, because they don't distribute further apart. So it's not proper Death World, but certainly this is a lot of biters to deal with. I suppose it'd give me something to do. I could... copper. Here we go. I could just grind it out if I'm fancying playing a bit of Factorian. And then you won't... You lot won't see me die as well. So you'll think I'm amazing at the game. Okay, so we do have a copper patch somewhere close by. So we have a nice oil field, couple of iron patches, nice coal field, and copper as well. So it feels like we can probably make some... Where's it going to end up being? I guess it'd probably be... I need to avoid the cliffs a bit. So we're sort of here, maybe? So we're going to want reds and blues eventually as well. It's not actually going to be a bad place to do like LDS and stuff as well. In fact, maybe I should just relocate north. Yeah, I think maybe we need a proper dedicated build there. Or several. Okay. Now, trains, how would that work in relation to these? Yeah, you can't get through that gap, you see, but I think we can get through there. I mean, there. In fact, that goes straight down, doesn't it? Like that. We'd kind of go through that patch. Oops. So if that's a kind of main line-ish. Where could we sort of branch off from? I could fit through a gap. Oh no, there's a cliff there, isn't there? I could just do a little curve in them for the time being. Would we get across? Oh, we could get across there, like. So, but then I don't think a T-junction will, or will it? Yeah, it will. No cliffs there. So then, that's then a straight line across here. And then doesn't really matter where the T is, but I can imagine one there. Okay. So that's an awful lot for me to build, just manually. But let's drive along this here. Wow. Okay, got a bit close there. Sorry. But it requires an awful lot of overbuilds that we just don't have. Somebody needs to tell the biters whoops. You're new. You weren't there before. Okay. Whoops. Oh, we're getting an attack as well. Oh, they're just hitting the car. Oops. How many? Okay. Oh, sorry. Hello, Crackalakin. Welcome, welcome. Hey, how is the factory going? Yeah, not too bad. Good old biter friends here. Edge of chunk probably. Yeah, that was the spawning in. I guess it was like making its mind up, wasn't it? But yes, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Okay. Factory's going okay. I mean, I've been trying to rush because the sort of when we first did the first playthrough, I was sort of talking about it on the Friday Facts and all that sort of stuff. I was given the advice of build a significant factory, because you need the infrastructure to build all the platforms and really get the game going. So it's not until the strategies, as it were, emerge. It's not really a rush to space type situation. But that's what I've trying to have been doing. I've been trying to do basically. It's like rush to space, but I've sort of come up against the. I've done a lot of fiddling with the map settings, and so we're sort of in a situation where, in order to even get to space, I'm going to have to do a bit of scale, and so I'm trying to think my way around doing that. Yeah, I mean, we've already got bots, so this is only the third stream, so we've sort of blasted on. How many have we got now? Yeah, we've got 50 loggy and 130 construction. Making a few. I wonder how much filled up these are. Yeah, I've got a few in there, you see. Yeah, not too bad. So, we've got some bits and pieces. I'm just being indecisive, I think, is the key point. So, yeah. How much? So, oil-wise, I mean, these guys aren't running like, this pipe is full of oil. We're producing plenty of plastic. So I think really we just need to put something in somewhere that gives us more red circuits. Just as a temporary thing. I think that's the real answer to the problem. Because then we can make roboports and, more bots and all the special things that we get with that. So really we need a red science build. A red circuit build. Because none of these are running. These two aren't even outputting because we're just not using the plastic. So, if we do something where maybe spaghetti, we could use this space, couldn't we? I guess because that's a convenient place to feed extras in because it's the post-science bit. Yeah, so we'll build something here, I think, that is a simple, like, additional thing, but I will get it working away. So we might as well do, like, the red and green sciences. We're not struggling to produce them. And military's useful as well, obviously. But we can do concrete. Insert capacity is not unhelpful. And then I say we'll do that damage. Where's the next shooting speed? There it is. Because I was taking a while to chew through the bases, but then braking forces not really useful now. Landmine's fine. Yes, we could bump that up if we're going to do biter clearance. Wouldn't hurt to have a few extra bots to help us. But we want to space these out because the military is so slow. But yeah, concrete gives us extra things. Yeah. Yeah, we're not far off having the text to do spaces. It's just I'm not confident it's really worthwhile in a sense. Okay. Let's see. How are we going to get that across there? In fact, would it be worth? No. Because I think we can bolster this up basically. Go red belt. And then we can maybe do a little kink just there. What am I lacking? Iron gear wheels, okay. Yeah. Probably. Oh, sneak. Oh no! That was done. Sneak past here. So, well, that means we need to underground. There. Real spaghetti here. Mikey. We should really, because of how they struggle to grab things off a red belt. Although I think they fixed that, didn't they? But, and then they're working away, that's fine. I think what I'd do actually is if I put we only send the plastic because we always do more green circuits. Where's that going? On the right, plastic. And again. Yeah. Okay. So, actually, I've not checked power in a while. Fine. Okay, let me see. Ideally, I think we want. That's not right, is it? No, that's fine because they're. Yeah, they're half belted there. So, yes. I don't want red circuits there now. Will any of these work? Could we use this? I think we can. Yeah, because this has, it's like, it's more plastic than we're actually producing would be needed. Oh look, bots have started to do stuff. But it's like, it's got its own green circuits built into it. It's quite convenient. So we need to bring iron plate, copper as well. Okay. Now, they are both on a single thing. I'm not going to build both sides. We'll just build one side. Because we don't really have the iron and copper to support it, but we have them nearby, so we'll make this work by grabbing these two patches, I think. But yeah, that will come. Look, bots doing things. Amazing. But yeah, for now, let's steal iron and copper, which are here. But there's a pipe in the way. Okay. How about we do that? That. So if we split off there and send the iron. That way. And then actually put it there. Copper that way. That's completely the wrong direction of it. Oh, you're building all of it, are you guys? Okay. Knock yourselves out. Yeah, so we then need this. Oh, of course I didn't clean this up, did I? Like that. I built this in building my blueprint series that I did. That was good fun. So actually that's not down there, is it? If we go there. Because there's a red splitter. Where's it gone? There it is. Pop that over there. It's down here. So, obviously it needs some power. Where's... oh. Yeah, so we need... oh, and of course these have bulk inserters, which I have researched, but I forgot to add on here. But then we wouldn't really make hardly any anyway, because we don't have the production. But yeah, I mean, we need... oh, it's a pain in the backside, isn't it? We need blue inserters, so I guess... and they need yellow. Okay, fine. So we want add in and pass through. And then, is that right? Yeah. So we do, yes, that. Whoops. Right, so that one, what would it be? 2 would be the yellow inserters. 1 would be the blue, and 2 is the bulk. But we need to swap that. I mean, wooden chests. So what do you need? You need iron gears green. Aren't you? Oh, other one. Then both need that. Straight there. That's obviously not got a limit on it in the blueprint. Because I will have used that elsewhere. Okay. Effective. And what do you need? Gears and green and red, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. Don't need like millions of them. Just let it make a few. So that we can fill this in properly. What the heck is that? That's a bulk insert. Okay. Could get my login requests on again. I've got a chest, a dominator somewhere with them on. Are we all good? We're all good, aren't we? Interesting to see how well it does with just like half a thing of copper and half a thing of iron. I didn't connect this, did I? Brilliant. Why hasn't this made any yet? What's going on here? Because that's not getting copper. Yeah, because it is a pathetic amount of copper. Which is fine. That was the whole point of adding in... going and grabbing that, basically. Okay. So that gives us some iron plate. We will add in... where are we going to put it? Let's... build what? We want to build... I didn't make steel furnaces, did I? That was the other thing. Let's just plop in the normal one. And 0 as steel furnaces. So I need to swap out these for the upgraded ones. Apply the upgrades and stuff. So you need steel and stone brick, which are here. Super duper. Yeah, so if we mine this up, and I think maybe stick that one on the belt, and then do some steel furnace, or a steel furnace array there, which gives us a red belt of copper. So we just sneakily use this tiny little patch here. That is hanging on, this coal. I guess because this is actually doing all of the, you know, plastic and stuff. But yeah, that will then give us, I say, a red belt of copper. It's on the wrong side, really, isn't it, if I do it there? But yeah, I could sort of feed it in. I mean, am I struggling for copper with? I'm not really, am I? So maybe we do just focus it on this. And then we could use that coal. Okay, let's do that then. So if we slap down... some stone furnaces. Am I just going to stick them I guess just stick them next to each other, really. It is like a passes through design, so really we want it that way around. I am going to leave a little bit of a gap in case I do something stupid with belts. But we'll do that, but then I will upgrade those to steel furnaces. And then that to red belt. Like so. I don't have red splitters on the go. I'll have to hand make them. We can just feed 2. I mean, for the coal, we don't need to bother, actually. You only need a tiny amount of coal, really. Yeah, we will do that. So we've got coal coming in there. I've not been expanding my defences, have I? That was dumb. I think we're okay for now. Don't see any, you know, guys coming in. Do I want to start using these instead? Now that we've got bots to just build it for me. Yeah, I think we will. So if we move this back down, like so, then we can pop sort of proper defences in there. So we maybe like that. Last 2. Oops. And then there's like, yeah, there we go. There is actually a proper corner somewhere. So if I H flip that, yeah, there we go. And then that. Actual defences. With a roboport cap. But you can't have everything. There. I mean, we got these guys here, so we'll just let them build that. But yeah, they don't have wooden power poles, so I need to. What do I need to upgrade? They have requesters, do I? Do I get into space? So if we go. So these like there are the upgraded ones, like kind of do all that, but so I want to keep the existing blueprints basically. If I edit them, I'll just have to edit them back again. So let's just chuck a bit of ammo in there. Okay. Let's get ourselves some more miners. We don't. I say we don't need a lot. You really don't need a lot of coal. You're smelting, and especially with steel furnaces, you get basically exactly the same amount for half the coal. Not the same. Double the amount out. So the same amount of coal. They're not connected. So that gets us the coal. We can take this kind of. Let's see, I don't have any fast undergrounds, do I? So Where would we want to fix that in? So if we said like that. No. Because I probably want to use this copper for something else as well. So I want to go kind of to there. It's kind of fun, say, like spaghettiing it. Actually, if I do it there, and then we do yellow, yellow there, bind them together and say, take the actual new build stuff as a priority. There we go. So we then got another yellow belt, like tech that we could potentially use. Okay, let's head down to this guy. Gonna need to take defenses. In fact, unless, can we like start to build in train infrastructure? No, not a fan. Okay. So let us... I suppose I could do bots now. I bet we've got some spare ones. 11, 12, 13. Are there bots in there? Oh, there's bots in there. Okay. I should be able to build a robot. Can't build a robot. I don't have any gear wheels. Okay. Easily solved. Can't quite believe these guys have managed to just hang around. We could, I guess we could get the bots to upgrade this as well. So I'm not automatically, you know, automating splitters and undergrounds, red splitters and undergrounds. So I'd have to hand make them. There's plenty of, you know, pattern says spotting lots of dead miners. So I think it's more about grabbing that patch to get more input, really. But you know, they're not fully flat. You know, but they're doing the pause thing, which means there's spare like capacity. Not a lot, but some. We'd only kind of need to take the red to there. I'm going to leave that little bit for now. We'll ignore that. What do I do with the car? Parked it up there. Okay. But I need turrets and stuff, don't I? Yes. And miners, I'm sure. Okay. Where are they? Bit of walls. Bit of ammo, both types. We'll use steel boxes, steel power poles. In fact, I'll keep them in case I want to blow them up. Yes, we need mining drills, we need lots of belt. Oops, too much belt. I could get rid of that coal. Turn that into landfill. See a belt, miners, we could do some more power poles, I'm sure. What else? Walls, oh, turrets and that. Yeah, inserters as well. Okay. So turrets. I mean, I say I set up my own logistics thing, but I mean the bots are so slow. It's just quicker for me to do it at the moment. But in fact, why don't I do it? Let's just pop this down somewhere. Where's a good place? Well, let's put it next to all these bits of infrastructure. And then that creates all of them. So if we add production, and logistics, in fact, other way around, I normally do them. And then intermediates. And she's chopped all the things off because of the combat. There we go. Because these requests will be from much later in the game. So we want like 1,000 of them. So that's fine. We want level 1 modules. Cool. We want lots more ammo, because that's what we're working. Oops. Other way around. Well, I suppose I don't need a minimum amount of that, do I? That's fine. Yellow inserters. Cool. What else? Needing power poles. We don't actually have the space to support this, so it's based on much later in the game. So I do need to be a little bit careful, but of course we don't have a lot of stuff, so like the grey inserters and stuff. Get them in. That's fine. I don't really need all the intermediate stuff. And we are actually on red shotguns rather than them. And we're only at level 1 shields and level 1 roboports. I guess more walls would be the thing. Stone furnaces, actually, we can get rid of them. And then 100 of them. In fact, do it that way. Let's bump up the number of regular pipes. Rail's fine because I'm not building that, because I'm not going to use it. And then we would want 100 of them. More turrets. So what we're doing? Yeah, get rid of all of that rubbish. Cool. Instant logistics requests. I should have put like the Spidertron and stuff in as well, shouldn't I? Didn't think about that. Oh well. Don't fill up my inventory. It's not convenient. I guess I don't really need fluid wagons for now, do I? Don't need any wagons. But... And let's not bother with passive providers. I say they are the devil's work. I think we're fine. I think we are all good on the rest of it. I guess I do need steel furnaces if I'm going to make more iron, but that's later. Okay, let's see. Let's just stop messing about. And get... Oh, crikey. Sorry, guys. I'm causing a lot of confusion. Oh dear. Oh, it's 7 o'clock. Okay. Right, stopping time. You can watch the listen to the rest of the Grand Prix. So yeah, that ended up being a bit more. I mean, I'll be honest. I thought it was going to take longer to get to bots. I thought that would be like we'd be 6:30 before we actually had the bots up and running. But then I got there way quicker. So I ended up not quite knowing what to do next because I hadn't really thought about it. I think this is the next big goal: is some kind of circuit factory. However, I am concerned at the amount of biters we would need to get rid of. We obviously don't have to, obliterate all of them. We can set up proper defences now. But these rail blueprints, they have robobots in them. So now that we have expansion groups, which is something I just did not think about, we have the risk that if we leave the whole thing undefended, they'll cut us off somehow. But it's not too much of a concern, I don't think, because they will be able to, the bots will be able to repair it. But we're going to end up with situation. So if we are getting an attack coming in. Okay, where might you have come from? Suspicious? Yeah, very suspicious. Where's the... Isn't a warning symbol? I suspect there's some colonisation happened there. Yes, so I floundered around a little bit because I wasn't quite sure what to do next. I mean, I know what to do next, but it was about what I thought was reasonable and achievable in the stream, which I'm not entirely sure I did. But we've certainly got more red circuit production going on. Nice full belts now, which must mean we have some substations and things like that. And hopefully quite a few roboports. Where would they be? Over here. We've also got lasers. Lasers make things easier to defend, but very slow production. We've even got, presumably, a functioning solar array. Look at that. The power of the sun harvested. Next time, I should put this schedule something rather than rabbiting on over the top. Yes, so we will be back. So that is it for this weekend. I will be back next weekend at the exact same time, both days, 4 p.m. British summertime, on both Saturday and Sunday, and we will be playing exactly the same series. It will be more Parameterising Space Age, and my goal, I think, for next time will be to get to space. Now, I don't think I'll be playing this week, my personal time, because to be totally honest, work is probably going to kick my ass this week, because we have some fairly serious deadlines that have come up, have been imposed when they didn't need to be, basically. So it's difficult to explain without explaining, but basically I'm probably going to have a heck of a lot of work to do this week and probably next week. So I probably won't play Space Age or this save, but if I do, I will kind of clear out the biters, maybe add that patch on, do the thing, maybe think about, well, probably it'll just be clearing the biters, I expect. So that, because the point I was making was basically, although the roboports, they might chew on a roboport, it needs to be replaced, great. But when you have a network, so if a bot tries to replace or build a roboport over there and there's biters in the middle, then obviously they will attack that bot, and we're kind of at a stage where losing bots willy-nilly is not great. So we do need to do a lot of biter clearance in order to make that circuit factory. So yeah, so that could be interesting. I'm intending it to be, we'll pick up green, red and blue circuits via train, is what I'm thinking. And like the actual production of the iron copper will be local. And plastic, obviously, it'll be a local production of those, so that we're then just putting the circuits on the thing, and I can then move them around. And we can use the blue circuits for the rockets. Low density structures, we would then probably make a build for that, and then rocket fuel, a build for that. We then also have to do the space platforms. That's significant amount of infrastructure to support them in volume, but otherwise we'll then have rockets, and I think that's as close as I can get to Rocket Rush is some dedicated builds for those. And I say, whether I build the bus or not, I don't know. What I was hoping to get to space as quick as I could and just see how that worked. I'm rabbiting on again. I always do this. But yes, back next week with the same schedule, with the aim of getting into space, either on Saturday or Sunday. If you're watching on Twitch, then you can also watch on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, you can also watch Twitch, because I restream to both at the same time. However, YouTube is the only one with VOD archives. So I've done, there's obviously this series, but the previous series was the parameterizing one. So these blueprints that I'm using that are parameterized came from that series, basically. So if you want to see what that's all about, it's weird. It's like, I've had questions that to me imply, I don't think people know that parameterization is in the game. It's like, because it was sort of stealth added. It's in a Friday Facts where it's explained, but it was sort of stealth added, and I don't think, because the game does nothing to explain what it is. It's sort of almost like a hidden feature. So yeah, when I'm using these purple things and I'm selecting recipes and stuff, that's parameterization. And that whole series was about me learning that system and discovering that it's got bugs in it. So yeah, that's what I'm using. And I say, this is the idea is this is then to extend it into space, because as occurred to me today, there's quality. I don't know how quality works with parameterization. Presumably it's just a separate parameter and it just includes the quality that you've set. I don't know. But how do you, I guess you pick out the one the level of quality that you want, but it's not been showing me those options. Or has it? I guess it has in the menus. Anyway, point is that, we can extend that. In particular for space platforms, is parameterization useful for space platforms? I do not know. So that's the aim of this series. And I say the archive VODs also include all the previous series that I've done. So say that one, but also like Satisfactory, we will pick that back up. But say I want to build this train network off stream. Dyson Sphere program, several series of that, Tectonica, all sorts of building and management games, as well as loads of series of Factorio, where I played like my No Spoon run, my aesthetic series, all sorts of stuff like that. If you wanted stuff to watch, as well as on YouTube, you will find the Friday Facts videos. They're kind of what people sort of know me for. I used to do extended read-throughs on the Friday Facts, where I did a lot of speculation, and people do seem to enjoy just watching those back and seeing what I got right and wrong, as well as maybe catching up on what the Friday Facts said about the new stuff. But then also on top of that is now my new series, Speculating About Lore. So I've done 3 videos in that series. We've got What I Think the Engineer Was, sequel to that one coming, where I explore somebody else's theory, and what I think happened to the Shattered Planet, or how I think the Shattered Planet was shattered, sequel coming to that one, where I think why the Shattered Planet was shattered, and then what happened to the Fulgurans, where are they, as it were, and then I've got several videos about them planned. So that's a whole series. It's only monthly. If you become a channel member, you will get early access to those videos and any pre-recorded videos that I do. The other series that I'm starting up is a quick tutorial series. So just like picking a small topic, doing a very simple video where I just talk about it as quickly as I can, which for me is obviously half an hour, but as quick as I can, and get those up on and see, if people are interested. What the sort of feedback I'm getting is that they're okay, they work. They're not confusing or what have you, or any more than my usual stuff is. But they sort of work as the videos. But YouTube seems to be pushing the ones that are a bit more the way I do things. So like this snaky bus and that sort of thing. Simple ones about like basic oil processing, point-to-point rail doesn't seem to be getting any push from YouTube. So I think maybe I need to focus more of those on how I do things, which is different to how other people do them. So yeah, so that's the series, and if you are a veteran, it would be very much appreciated if you did watch those as well and give feedback on whether you think those videos work. But if you're new to Factorio, then maybe they have some useful tips for you. What I will probably do, as I mentioned earlier on, is alternate them. So it was a bit much, given my workloads, to do both in a month. So there'll probably be an alternation of quick tutorial, speculation, quick tutorial, speculation up till Christmas. But we shall see. Last thing, last plug, if anyone's still there, is the socials. I'm really only active on Blue Sky. I don't really touch the others. There is a Discord for the thing, but I just don't really use Discord. It's just not my cup of tea. Twitter I just don't use at all, and Blue Sky I really only post when I go live, and maybe well, liking cat videos and stuff like that, basically. So yeah, it's not particularly active. But yeah, if you wanted to follow me, that's where I am. And hello, and thank you very much. Soft dance, welcome, and goodbye. So that's all the self-promo stuff. So back next week, more of the same. If you have been watching, I hope you've enjoyed it, and you might consider coming back for another. I've been Trismegistus. This has been Factorio. Thanks for watching. Cheers.